What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Nitro Spotlight, your insight to all FHS athletics.
Got a special surprise as we got your Farmington Wrestlers state qualifiers. You got 10 total students qualified, 9 boys, and our first girl, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. And we've got a bunch of questions for Coach Kraus and the wrestlers, so go ahead and check it out.
Dayton boy, I'm a freshman, 106 state qualifier.
Junior, Austin Wadlow, 113 state qualifier.
Freshman, weight class 126, Blake Cook, state qualifier.
Freshman, Drew Felker, 132 state qualifier.
Sophomore, Clara Wampler, 143, state qualifier.
Sophomore, Kale Kraus, 170 state qualifier. Sophomore, Judd Cunningham, 195 state qualifier.
Senior, Dalton Berg, 220, state qualifier.
Junior, Smokey Branch, 145, state qualifier.
Okay, I'm Tyson Gray. I'm here with Chucky Lambert, and we're with the state qualifiers as well as their head coach, Coach John Kraus. You guys, I believe we said 16-3 on the season, district champions. We have 10 going to state. Wrestling, as I've kind of figured out over the years, is as much mental as it is physical, maybe even more. And I know Coach Kraus has preached mindset to you guys all season, even brought in a mindset coach. So I'll start with Coach Kraus. What has been the mindset all season for your guys?
The mindset is just, we've really kind of tried to take the approach that, I think a lot of times kids come in and they assume the best and they are optimistic, and those are good things. And it took me a long time to learn that, we don't expect bad things to happen, but we know that when we come into the room, it's going to be a battle every day. We know when we step on the mat, it's going to be a battle, and so we've got to prepare our minds for whatever is going to be thrown at us and adversity and overcoming adversity. And I think that's a great lesson for life, that anybody can do it when it's easy, but when it gets rough, that's what defines who you are as a person.
So have you guys think, this one's for the wrestlers, do you guys think that you've had to alter your mindset at all individually over the season, or has Coach Kraus and the other coaches kept you pretty consistent and staying on course to what they think?
I would say, as an individual and then looking at the team, I don't think that your mindset changes. You just kind of build it with each meeting that you get, and as they kind of built us to have the right mindset of hey, we're going to go out there and brawl. It doesn't matter if you're down, you still got a chance no matter what the circumstance is. So there's not really a definite mindset change. It would just be building on top of what you got.
Austin, had a spectacular season, 32-6 on the year. You're number 1 in 113 in class 3. Does that influence you in any way, negative, positive, inspiring you?
I think it influences me in a positive way. I'm confident going out there. I'm confident in the work I've put in. I feel like I've worked there and I belong there.
Mm-hmm. Coach, is there anything you have to say about Austin's work ethic? Because I know it's quite high.
He definitely sets a high bar for himself and for others in the room. You look at the work that he's put in the off season and all the things that he's done. He's the first one to ask if he can come in and get extra work.
For sure.
And we talk a lot about, we do a lot of hard work in the room and prepare. And ultimately, when you get in those tough situations, that's what you're going to have to fall back on for that confidence. Is I've put the work in. So anytime those negative thoughts or the anxiety starts to creep in, ultimately we want to switch that, and we want to, as we say, box the chimp and come back. You're not going to be able to get those thoughts out. Everybody has them. So it's ultimately coming back to the positive and relying on what you've done to this point that's got you there, and being confident in it.
For sure.
Now, what about you, Dalton? You're a senior on this team, ranked second in the 220 division. It's all kind of wrapping up. What does this mean to you, and how are you affected or influenced by your past success, this season's success, and your last go around?
Personally, I think it's a good thing. It influences me in a positive way, I would say. Even though I'm not seated first or whatever, ranked first or whatever, it's not a big deal, because rankings aren't anything. They're just there. A group of people looking at different things, looking at stats and all that, they just show you, hey, this kid should be number 1, should go through and win it. Coming to this weekend, it'll be a lot of fun. Got a pretty good walk, through the tournament. There's going to be some hard sets through the tournament, but it'll be a lot of fun. If we get to where we want to, it'll be the number 1 and the number 2 in the semifinals. So that'll be good to watch.
So is there any specific school or team or competitor that you're looking forward to meeting up with in the state tournament?
I think the only one would have to be Hayden Meyer out of Union, ranked number 1 in the state.
I like it.
My next question is geared mostly towards freshmen. How has the season shaped you? Learning from like Dalton and the other seniors and etc. How's the season shaped you, or what are you gonna do to like take steps in your future?
Well, seeing the older guys and seeing how they run things, it's been real good. Just it's helped me realize that I've got a lot. I've still got a lot to go, and I still got a lot to work on, and it made me want to be a leader like them when I'm older as well. And I know I really look forward to keep working coming to work in the room and stuff and get better so I can be leaders like them.
Now, Dayton, Blake, you guys got anything to add to that? And,
Well, the seniors have helped me with my mental game a lot, like to calm down in situations or, oh gosh, this kid's really amazing. They help me calm down and get ready to wrestle how I need to.
So what do you guys? What's going through your heads right now as freshmen going into the state tournament? What's rolling through your minds?
I'm very excited. I mean, I'm a freshman qualifying for state my first year. I'm just excited.
Any nerves, or are you thinking, hey, I'm a freshman, I got 3 more years of this, so I'm just, go out there and, you got nothing to lose basically, and you got a lot to learn from you. Is that your mindset right now, or is there still some nerves going through?
Still some nerves.
I'll add to that. We talk a lot about, along with the mindset stuff, that courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is the ability to overcome those fears and anxieties, and so that's going to be difficult probably for especially the freshmen and the guys that have been there for the first time. When you look up in the crowd at the Mizzou Arena, it's could be daunting, but ultimately they've got to get back to it's just them and that guy on the mat. But I will say, whether the freshmen or the upperclassmen, every one of them have an opportunity to go out and compete this weekend, and so we're hoping that they can manage those fears and anxieties and be courageous.
For sure. Now, Clara, we have 9 boys going to state. More significantly, though, we have 1 girl participating in Misha's first girls state wrestling meet. What was your reaction when you first realized this?
It was very exciting. Like, I didn't expect to get this far because of the girls, but it was very exciting for me.
So how have your coaches and teammates, the people around you, prepared you for this moment?
I feel like they've pushed me a little bit harder in the room. Mindset with Coach, he's helped me a lot with that. Encouraged me a lot.
Okay, and I know it's the first girls state tournament, but do you know any of the competition you're up against, or anybody you're looking forward to meeting up with?
Yes, Emma Cole.
Where's she from?
Lafayette.
Gotcha.
And to wrap it all up, just kind of for like a general question for everybody, when you guys look back at how the season's gone, 16-3, probably the most qualifiers you guys have had since 2016 and everything, is the season a success already, or do you guys, need that that performance in state to really say this is what you wanted?
It's most definitely not over yet.
Yeah, I would have to say that it's not over yet, and you can't be satisfied with what you got. If you look back in the general aspect of things, from where we started in the season, or even last season with a lot of returning varsity starters, the growth between last year to this year, or even at the beginning of this year to now, it has grown, and I guess you could call that a success as a team. But personally, for us to call it a successful year, we had a few fall short making it to the state tournament, and had we taken everybody, I think that we could turn around and call it a success as a team. But then you still look at, we've got 1 last tournament, so you can't just end it and be like, as a team, we had success this year, because we've still got the weekend. So, even with, if you take away this coming weekend, I do believe, it was a successful team, and we had a lot of success as a team. But I do believe like, it's never over.
One way or another, you got to get the gold, right?
That's
Now, let me add though
Just can't be
as well.
satisfied.
There's a reason that you compete. We want to go out and we want to win tournaments, and we want guys placing a medal at the state tournament. Ultimately, those are our goals in terms of results. But too often in society, that's how we measure success, and obviously that's there, and that's what we want to do. And we're going to compete, we're going to battle, we're going to fight, and we're going to have a good weekend, I believe. But ultimately, when it comes down to when all said and done, if you look at where we're at culturally as a program, I couldn't be happier, and I will consider this year a success. No matter what happens, may we have a letdown, we might. I don't plan on it. We're going to have a good weekend, but ultimately, it's been a successful year. Everybody in the room is battling and working, and has grown exponentially as wrestlers, as an individual. So, as a coach, somebody else on the outside looking in and say, "Well, you underperformed here or there." That may be true, but those are learning experiences. But as in terms of individuals and wrestlers, it's been a very successful year.
I'm gonna leave you guys off with one fun question that I'm kind of curious about. You guys being athletes, I know we have our superstitions and stuff like that. So, do you guys have any interesting superstitions or pre-match rituals that you guys go through? You guys let me know. Throw what you want out.
Have you ever seen Judd's American flag briefs under his singlet? I think that's probably the only reason that he would continue to wear those is because it's superstition.
Anybody else got anything they want to share?
You chewing gum all the time.
That's just great management.
I don't think that there's any like ritual or anything, but there is one thing you do before each match, and it may not be, like, oh, I gotta have these pair of socks, or oh, I gotta wrestle in these shoes for the finals, or gotta wrestle in these shoes for the tournament, but like just as you carry your day through, there may be like a little bit of a ritual that you do, like maybe it's 3 or 4 matches before you pull out music and you start listening to music just to calm yourself down, or you go to right at the start of the tournament and you're just relaxing, hanging with people, just talking, getting your mind away from the match, and then like right before you go in, as your match is coming up on the mat, you're thinking, all right, this is the first piece of clothing I took off, like my warm-up top, and then maybe it's my shorts, and then make sure my laces are taped up, all that. I mean, there's not a whole lot that you could say it's a ritual, like you have to do it this way or something bad's gonna happen. I wouldn't think that. Like, I just think that people have what they do just because it's second nature by now.
It's more checking the boxes
Right.
rather than
Why do we have rituals though? I mean, not superstitions necessarily. Superstitions are bad, but why do we have rituals? What does it help us do?
Helps you concentrate on the match.
Help us prepare and get ourselves
Get to where
mentally
we need
set.
to be,
So,
get ready.
and we do have one newer ritual that started this year. And what is that, fellas?
That would be our, what is it?
Pledge.
Our pledge. Yeah. What is it?
Mindset
Let's
pledge.
do it. One. Yeah.
I want
So-
to start it out.
So, right before we break as a team, I'm grateful for the opportunity to wrestle. I'm aggressive and relentless. I have no fear of losing or making mistakes, and I will never ever give up. And then right before we close, you burn the boats, no turning back.
I think that sums up the Farmington Wrestling program, at least this decade and even before. So thank you guys very much for coming in, doing this interview. We'll give a quick shout out to somebody that could not do this interview, Kyle Crawford, a 120-pound state qualifier. But again, thank you guys so much for coming in and talking with us, and good luck this weekend. Go get some medals.
Thank you.
Thank you.